Generic greetings and welcome back once again to a chill session on Kingdoms and Castles, where in the previous episode we expanded our town and got some more housing, a large market area in the centre, followed by obviously clinic, a library, and most importantly actually the dock, which allowed us then to buy certain things including stone and tools, which obviously means we can remove this big block here, which actually you can actually just see. How many actuallys do I need to say in one sentence? We've got all of the people coming over here that are dropping off the stone and the tools. You can see all the tools that they're bringing over there, and that will then remove that unusable stone, which allows us to double our quarry output. So very happy with that. In this episode I want to do a couple of things, although I realised towards the end of the last episode the original plan was to have like a graveyard and well, there's going to be a graveyard as well as a like church area and a nice area to walk through and such, like a park. But I realised towards the end of that actually I'm moving away from one of the things that we wanted to do with this build, and that was to have like an onion layer defence where we have multiple layers of walls and towers, and at the moment we don't have any of that. We've just got a couple of towers. But almost more importantly, if I keep on expanding, we won't be able to then build these layered walls, and that's a big problem because at the moment it's at a stage where I think we can possibly do it without any great difficulty, with only slight modification. But if we leave it for any longer, it will have to be a full overhaul. So what I'm going to do is go over to our industry here and then place a quarry on there. So we're going to double our stone output, so very happy with that. And then what I want to do is tell them to remove loads of wood, and I want to chop all of this because we are going to put in some walls right at the start of this episode, because, as I said, get that defense up, and we also have Dragon Attack in 2 years and Viking Attack shortly as well. Before anything else, actually, what I'm going to do is place 1, 2, 3 tower blocks there, followed by a ballista tower on the top of that, because we want to obviously defend this thing, and similar thing will also apply around here. I think I'm going to place it probably back here, but I haven't yet fully decided exactly how we're going to lay it out. But you can see that where we have all of these trees here, we need to remove them all first so we can then put more stuff in. But I want a couple of ballista towers, and I also need to redo a couple of things. Now at the moment you can see that we have all of these walkways in the path. Some of these will change, but I hadn't planned on a big overhaul. However, at the moment we have an area where we can actually place a wall around the outside with very limited disruption to the current layout. So I'm going to go over to walls here and I'm just going to get it done. So we're going to have a wall that goes all the way around the back here, on the back of these houses. Originally we're going to have wall-to-wall houses back to back all the way along. We're not going to do that. Well, I want to put the wall in, so that's why I'm removing these trees and doing that. Over this side you can see we've just harvested something from the orchard there. I'm going to demolish that orchard because that is a prime location for us to place a wall to go across, and then across here, and then also around these. Now the best thing I can possibly do as well is to also encompass this big storage over here, which means when I remove some of these charcoal burners, in fact I'll be removing all of them and moving them outside, I think we'll be able to then build around. Actually, what I want to do is go to demolish and demolish those two like that, followed by the walls, which will then come down, and then all the way down here as well. Oh no, actually, is that a little bit further along? I think it is actually, yeah, that's the wrong place. The wall needs to come across this way, so that would actually meet up sadly with this pathway. Okay, what I'm going to do then, I'm going to redesign this pathway. We still might have a pathway coming this way, but I want one coming up and then out towards this side of it. I think that would be probably a better course of action, but I'll let them crack on with what they're doing for now. Where do we want to put that wall? Demolish that, actually. Go over to the road. Road will come up and then straight across, and then all of this will be demolished, or part of it will be demolished. And maybe that will be about right. Yeah, I think so. And then the rest of it will come along and round. So over to our wooden bits here, to there, along to this section, and continuing along. I'm just placing this so the foresters don't replant, although that will happen on this side. I'm going to move the foresters further out anyway, so it's not too much of an issue. But you can see, obviously, all the workers are grabbing all of this wood. We have a lot of wood to do all of this with. They also need to place in the gates, which there are several. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I think that will be... That's 6 gates. No, 5 gates in total, I think, is correct, yes. So over here we'll go to demolish, and we'll demolish all of that road there. In fact, this road will also be demolished, like that. This one needs to be removed because I slightly messed up the placement of that, and we want it in a straight line. And there is our walls around the outside of this. Now, obviously, it's quite larger than I originally anticipated, but at least we have some in. Over to here, we can see it says, too long to harvest, our star of harvest, good day, and good day. So, there you are. They're very much all about the good days around here. This location you can see is fertile, so we may end up changing some of our placement of the charcoal burners, but realistically, if we can't get all the food off this, then we are in big trouble. So over to here, charcoal burners, we'll put 1, 2, 3 of those, just to replace the ones that we have gotten rid of. In fact, what I'm tempted to do is demolish that end one, replace, instead of that, a well, which will go in there, back over to the charcoal burner, and then there we are. Alright, so that is now in, and you can see all of the walls are being placed to this one here. I will demolish. I don't want that, but I do want to place a tavern in this corner, because I think it would be a nice place to put a tavern, because this one you can see we've got a... Oh, it's actually got a decent area effect. We probably don't need that tavern then. Let me demolish it and I'll probably build something else there. I'll have to check about that. Maybe even just another home, but there you are. Anyway, oh, what might be better is get rid of that. Get rid of that well, put the well over here. That might be the better course of action. I'll have a think about that one. I'll have a think. Okay. And you can see, obviously, now then, we've got some nice walls on the corners. I'm going to put 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And the question is, do I want them next to these as well? I don't know. Can you actually place these on the top of those? Oh, sadly you cannot. That's a shame. I thought you'd be able to place those on there. So on the corners, I'm going to place ballista towers. Like that. And probably the ones next to the entrances we're going to have some archer towers. I think that's the overall plan. Alright, let's see how we get on then. That's getting demolished up there, that's fine. Maybe, do we want a road going down here? There's a lot of people taking shortcuts, isn't there? That way. So maybe a road down here would be a worthy inclusion. Demolish that. Road. Yeah, I think so. I think so. And the well will have to be placed around here to replace some of the other stuff. And I think because we can, what can go in that corner there? A small market? I don't really know what the sort of size for that is. I can't see the area effect. In the next year we will have a dragon attack, and then in the next 5 years we'll have a Viking attack, but looks like we are building all of these ballista towers. Sadly, placing all of these, slight issue, it does cost money, which we are in negative, yeah. Collection rate 50%, not enough tax collectors, so we need more housing, which we knew from the beginning anyway, but we also, like I say, need to get these defences up sooner rather than later, especially for these dragons. And then we got hot wings back on the menu, which is good. But yeah, that's pretty good, that. I'm happy with how we've managed to overhaul it quite quickly. So what's the size of that market? It doesn't actually say what the size of that market is. Do I want to place another market in this corner? I'm tempted to, but what would be a better... What would be better? Let me pause it while this dragon does its thing. I could place another treasure room, but I don't think we need another treasure room, not yet. Don't need any of these in that location. Don't want any industry in that location. So I think it's going to be either a... It's not going to be a fire brigade. We've already got a well there. We could put a hovel there. Realistically, it's going to be a market, isn't it? I think. A small market, which actually costs 15 wood, which we running out of. So I'll place a small market in that corner there. Alright, so let's see where this dragon is coming from. It's coming from that direction. I would like to say north, south, east, west. I mean, looking at this is our default orientation, you understand. It's coming from northeast. So it's coming to an area where sadly we haven't got all of our defences built yet. In fact, the ones on the southeast we haven't got built. We do have an archer tower. We do have a ballista tower over on the far side there, but you can see the range is not very good because this is stone. And obviously, sorry, this is not stone. It is, and there's no one in there. Whoops, hang on, let me turn on the archers. That would have helped, wouldn't it? Yeah, we haven't got any stone, which means, you know, the range of these is not as high as it could be. If you had stonework, it would be we'd be able to have the walls a lot higher, which means a lot better range. But we haven't. We have sadly only got the timber, and it looks like they've attacked and they're going to fly away. So we have lost a building there, but I am able to rebuild it, and it looks like they are just flying away now. Okay, fine. I'm gonna go over to our ballista operators and turn off both the ballista operators and the archers. Yes, we will lose out on the veterancy bonus from them not working there, but I also believe that at the moment we really need to be building other things and focusing other stuff as well. So there we are. Anyway, the intent was there, we just didn't build it in time, but once we've rebuilt the other stuff, hopefully we should be all right. Okay, so looking at, as I mentioned, the potential location for the graveyard and such, I know people were interested to know why I would build them around here, and it was simply a matter of because we can, and it was a bit different. I don't know if it provides a negative modifier, I'm really not too sure or not, but there's only one way to find out. Do we have everybody working in that quarry? It seems that we do, yes. So we're on 121 stone. Of all the things that we've run out of, actually wood is that resource, but to be fair, we have placed a lot of things around here. So sadly, you can see we are trending towards 31 happiness because we've got 11 peasants that are homeless and 25 negative as well because devastated about a recent dragon attack because we didn't defeat it. So that's just, you know, a bit of a problem there. Let's see. We aren't improved conditions. No one will want to live in our kingdom. Well, I wouldn't at this stage. The banner is currently not correct. It will need some correction there. It's not so bad here. Just scrub that out and put days since recent dragon attack and fatality and just put 0. Anyway, they're rebuilding this, so that's all right. And then obviously people will have homes. After that, then we need to think about our next placement of homes and manors and stuff. I'm probably going to place a manor here and a manor here. That's the rough idea, although each of those requires 50 wood and we have nowhere near the correct amount of wood on hand. I'm going to go off to chop and tell them to chop a lot of this wood around this area. As I mentioned before, these foresters will actually probably stay where they are looking at it because they're not actually interfering with anything on the inside of these walls, so we probably are going to leave it then. That's alright. We can see now happiness is trending towards 66 because we've had that recent dragon attack finished now. Let's go over to Manor House, and we are going to place a Manor House with an entrance in here, and then we're going to do the same in there. These ones will probably eventually become manor houses as well. Now realistically you would think that the better houses, the manor houses, would be further inside, and that is I guess true, but at this stage I don't want to be demolishing these cottages to place a manor house. It seems to be a bit of a false economy. Over to the merchant ship then, and we can sell some of this iron. I was going to build a blacksmith, haven't yet got around to it, but we'll say sell 90 of our apples because we have quite a number of apples, yeah, and we will buy, what have they got to sell? They've got, strangely, not a great amount to sell. I'm going to buy some of the stone because we can. I don't think we necessarily need it. I'm not going to buy anything else, really. I think that is fine, and what's not fine is that we do have a bit of a fire going on there. The fire risk is apparently right in the middle there because you can see that in between the wells, so that's why we have that there. We may want to place at some point another fire, or I'll say another fire brigade, a fire brigade, so we'll see. I'm guessing this being here, there will be a bit of a delay going from one side to the other. What I could do then... I mean, I could put that road back in, couldn't I? Demolish that, and then allow them quick access to that. That would be better. Do that, and demolish this one. And demolish that road. Probably... Do I want to do that? Demolish that road? Yeah, I'm tempted to do that, quite frankly. Like that. Bit more secure. I think it's a bit better. I will probably place another tower there, though. I think that would be of some benefit. Okay, so this is getting built over here, this other manor house. We're going to place a further one in this location, like so. And as I mentioned before, I want like the graveyard for no particular reason around here, but it means changing the size of this road, changing the overall layout. So it's going to come 2 out like that. That's going to get demolished, and the road will then run along like that. Then this will be deleted. Oh, will that actually function at that level? I don't know. I don't know whether we can have it as that size. 2, 3, 4. 4 by 4. We shall see. We'll see if we're able to build it all the way back there. I fear we may not be able to. Cancel that. And instead, we'll run it along there. And then demolish that. Like so. All of this will eventually be changed to the... Where is it? It's in... Yeah, it'll be a garden. Change it to garden. To be fair, we can change it to garden now. There's the gardens that go along like that. Followed by a church that goes like that. And then on the back, we want a cemetery caretaker. Which will go on here. And then all this will be cemetery. And it'll be there. And then to expand it, you just place this. Although it requires 10 stone each, so I'll wait for them to crack on with that. If I demolish this, do I get the money back? I do get the money back. Do I want all that as gardens or not? I'm tempted to have it all as gardens. Yeah, okay, I think I'll do that. Right. And then the road comes along. And then around. And then around here will be gardens. All the way around. Eventually. Not at the moment. That will be far, far too expensive. So, Viking raiders are coming. Let's fortify as best we can. We've got 2 years to do that. Well, we have, as you can see, the different towers and such. The issue that we have is, I guess, lack of archers. Although this is a good position because it's got 2 of the entrances covered. This one, similar, has that one covered, but not that one. So I'm tempted. It's got these 2 covered, actually, hasn't it? Yeah, it's got these 2 covered. So I'm tempted just to place. I'll just say 1, 2, and then just place an archer on there, and that temporarily has pretty much everything covered. Let's see how we get on. In terms of food, we are on plus 15 from last year, which is good. Obviously, apples, the production of those will have gone down because we removed one of the orchards. We can always build some more, that's not a problem. In fact, I'm tempted to put in another windmill. Requires the stone that we don't have. Alright, well, we'll let them crack on over here. There's a nice flock of birds coming as well. Wonder if we get VTOL bird again. The flock is actually split up by the look of it. They're heading into the forest. By the way, today's beverage is green tea. And looks like that's all storing there. We did set up the stockpile, so that is all fine. 145 beds maximum and 127 people currently in residence. There's our nice garden there. Click on each one of these, you can see that the happiness is quite good. We have access to the nearby garden, they have water, they have pathing, they have charcoal, they have access to the nearby tavern. So overall that's actually a good place to be. I don't know whether the graveyard provides a negative. I assume it shouldn't do. I mean, despite the, the purpose of the graveyard, I always found it quite a peaceful place. So I assume it wouldn't provide an in-game negative bonus, but we'll see. We'll see. 1 year until we have this dragon attack, minus 23 total change for the charcoal burners. So we will have to probably get another one of those, but I am going to place a windmill first and foremost in here just to increase our food stocks, although food has gone up since last year anyway, so it's not too much of an issue. Looks like this church is being built, which means more happiness as well around the place. Let's go for, what's this? Cemetery circle, diamond, and yeah, cemeteries are dignified, and the resting place for departed. Yeah, sanctuary resting place. Yeah, tombstones eventually disappear, so cemetery plots can be reused. It's a 4x4 layout. Right. That's a 3x3 layout. I'll go with a 3x3 layout then. Whatever it defaults to, we will place them, and all this is going to be set as that. There we go. So people visited the Island Isles, but they did not find it find it fit to stay, or they didn't find it a nice place to stay. In terms of this bit back here, I think we've got a bit of an issue there. I don't think we can actually place anything. Oh no, we can actually place housing back there if we really wanted to, which that is actually a brilliant place to put bakers. Back there. Let's have a look. Bakers. Takes wheat and charcoal and turns it into breads. Multiple of. Stores the bread until it's eaten. But what advantage does that give us? I really don't know. I'm really not too sure. Okay. How are we doing for stone? Still not very good. Still trying to... I could increase the cemetery plot, but I don't think I need to. Not yet. But what I want to do is have... I was going to have a nice little path in here next to that. Like gardens either side, so it will slow them down when they walk through, but it will also provide a happiness bonus across the board, which I think is better, because then, if nothing else, if we're just looking at the mechanical advantage, we can just increase the tax rate and, build more stuff, put it back into the town, etc. It's not as if we're hoarding it in an offshore island over here, where the rest of the resources are. Okay, year 40. Pretty good. Pretty happy with that. Grow more food than we can store. Yep, that is the case. I'm obviously trying to get more people, so once we do that, we should be all right. We have, I think, enough. Yes, we have enough money to do a festival, but my focus at this stage is to turn on both the ballista operators and the archers. However, I'm going to have to move them up a little bit to get them above the orchardarists. People who work in the orchards. We've got 28 ballista operators. Good grief. And they are coming from the very south. So this is the Vikings coming here. Now, obviously our big weak point, really, is in this area, because they can literally land here. However, if they do that, they're having to face off against 3 ballista towers plus the archer tower. So, good luck to them, basically. I have a feeling they will most likely land on the closest point, which is around here, and then charge in through the middle, which again is all kinds of bad. So we'll see how we get on there. We have... Oh yeah, there we go. We've got this nice little garden around, which is providing a positive bonus over this area as well. The end ones will not have access to that, but the closest ones will. So overall, that is increasing the town's happiness. We're not bothered about every single housing part having, you know, the best bonuses possible. And that's not our main focus there. What was I going to do? Yes, I was going to check out Advanced Town and then the garden once again. We could place one more there, which would sort of complete it, which I think we will do that, but oh dear, we're out of cash. That's a problem. Tax rate's now going to go up. I will also speed it up to max speed, and where are the Vikings? Oh, they're actually coming around to the south. Ah, yeah, they're actually coming along to the southeast here, and they will then land most likely around here and go past the church that is actually not yet completed, and hopefully they're not going to start sledging the manor houses. But there we are, they have made land and they are now charging towards our newly built defences. Obviously along the road there we can see a couple of shots coming in from the ballistas. They're actually taking a look at the very lovely garden, which is fair enough, although some are actually heading towards the walls and are setting fire to the walls and to the defences there, and are now running off, which is interesting. So is that their only real attack? I think it possibly could be. Let's go to max speed. Yes, they've basically done a raid and they're now heading off. So I will go over to job priority. I'm going to turn off both the the ballista operators and the archers, because we just don't have the money to support them, sadly. We have now put out all of the fires, and that's it. That was the only damage. There was actually no physical damage to the wall there. You can see that, strangely, the risk of fire is actually high in the middle here, which is a bit problematic. I don't know what I can actually do about that, other than perhaps delete some things and move them around, but I don't know. Anyway, two people were kidnapped, so we did actually sadly suffer some kidnapping there. Alright, that is a bit of a shame. No one visited the Isles this year. Yes. Tales of our unsuccessful defence of recent Viking rampages have frightened any visitors away. Well, it sort of would, wouldn't it? However, I think with a bit of money we can persuade people to come, and we'll do a festival. I think that would be a nice thing to do. So once we've got enough money, I'll go ahead and do that. At least we know that we did okay with the defence there, but I think they would benefit certainly from being there longer term, because we didn't have that veterancy bonus from having them on all the time, but also need more archers. I think I'm going to place an archer tower in the middle here. Very tempted to place one either side there and there though, so I'll have a think about that. Anyway, we do have a merchant ship arriving. Once again, we're going to go over to sell. We'll sell 92 units of apples. We've still got that in there I haven't done much with. And we'll buy, oh, they do actually have tools, so we will buy 9 of those, because that's always useful. And that's it. Of all the things I would have thought they wanted to put over there is timber, but we haven't done that. I think they're mainly storing it in this location, and yes, that is indeed true. You can see that has got nearly 300 wood stored in this location, so that's pretty good. Anyway, we do need to run this festival, so we will start that. So this will fire off the festival. Let's zoom in and we can see, yes, we do actually have the festival all running now, and we've got a normal speed. Yeah, we have all of the boxes around there in the stalls, and when you zoom in, they seem like drum beats and people talking away. Or is that just the tavern? That just might be the tavern, actually, now that I think about it. Well, it's still nice anyway, and we have the new gardens around there as well. So happiness is trending towards 79. Plus 15 of that obviously is the festival, but there you are. Anyway, we will increase this graveyard. So once again over to the cemetery, and along there, and then along there. So a very large graveyard, and one would assume that that's pretty much all I would really need. If I was to build around here, would it go all the way around the outside? It probably would. So hopefully that'll look quite nice if we build that. But there you are. In terms of the defences here though, the next layer of defence will most likely be up here to here, and then along, and then back up and round. That's a rough, very rough idea of what we could possibly do. 24 people have joined us on the Island Isles, and there's a lot of stone going over to build that graveyard there. The cemetery. And, oh yeah, I like the way it's situated. Yeah, you can see all the walls around the outside. And there we are. Yeah, that's pretty much what I was going for. That's pretty much what I was going for. I'm happy with that. Good, good. Right, so do I want to build a baker? 2 bakers. We can put the bakers back here. We may benefit from some of that. I'm going to build it and we'll see what it does. I did check in the previous series, but can't really remember. In terms of what else that we can build, we've got a Chamber of War. I would like a Great Hall and also some barracks and archer schools. I'm very tempted, very, very tempted to build an archer school first, which will then allow me to build a troop transport ship, and then we'll have like a marauding force that can go out and stop things remotely. Because that's interesting to me. That sounds pretty fun. So I think we may go ahead and do something along those lines. Let's have a check at this here. We can see that, yes, they are. This is pretty good. They have enjoy the town square, enjoy the nearby garden, enjoy the inn, enjoy the churchyard, library. Oh, that churchyard could not. I've got the church. I could not have got that any better. There is the end of the area of influence, so it covers all of this. That is excellent. But they do want more taverns. Okay. More taverns are needed. Understandable. Understandable. The probably best place for a tavern will most likely be here. But I think... Is there a proximity bonus to a tavern? I don't think there's a negative bonus to a tavern. It doesn't feel right putting the tavern right next to this. I could make it like a warfront tavern around here. Although this will be... Eventually this will be stone around, so it won't be what I've just said. I'm tempted to put it over this corner. I mean, back where I originally wanted to place it there would also be quite good. But placing it further in would mean that when we build along here, we'll have access to the tavern as well. So, we're going to put that there. It's a bit cramped in, but then again, you know, at these times, I guess it sort of fits the overall idea of it. There's loads more food. Wow, 83 food. We really do need to get more stuff sent. We just need more workers. We need to just get more people in the dock and such. Looks like we are still building this baker's. It's going to take quite a while to do that. Stone is obviously going up. In terms of tools, we are not allowing anybody to use the tools. However, if I activate the, say, quarries, what will we use? It's not going to tell me yet, but I'm tempted to see what it does. I also want to build a blacksmith, but that requires stone. But that's the thing I'm trying to get by using the tools. I don't know where I'll place the stuff here. I'm going to change some of these down. There we go. Look at that, current 335, but desired is 330, so it's desired, not a hard cap. At least charcoal is -7. I thought it was okay. And it'll actually go down as well, now that I think about it. To place another charcoal burner there. That's 4 now in total. 15 people visited, but only 6 found satisfactory housing, which is around here. In terms of housing then, it's basically building around this area, isn't it? So I could build this side, but I'm tempted to leave this as, because we've got all these fish around here, I'm tempted to leave this as a sort of waterfront area. But that'll depend on other expansion, whereas this, obviously, we can just go chop. Just chop all of that down. Eventually, as I mentioned before, this area may become completely deforested, and this becomes our main forest area. But I'm not set. There's nothing set in stone. No pun intended as well. Actually, I don't think that was a pun. But you get the reference, probably. I don't have any stone to use, but yeah, I'm not too sure exactly about how we're going to go about some of this, but there you are. And obviously, as I build further out, we are losing some of the protection as well, being in here. We've also got this area, which we can possibly build housing around, but it seems to be trending over here. Would there be a reason to build the housing there? We could do. Let's have a look at this thing. Has no... Strange. Has no bread. Oh, no wheat. And no charcoal. And too far away. It's because it hasn't got the staff. That's the reason why. It's not got the staff. Okay. I'm going to be say remove rocks, and we'll move that one there. And oh, there are people actually sitting at the little tables there. And it's outside the tavern, which is good. Happiness 72, trending towards 73. Health is good, but not brilliant. So yeah, it's just all right. Okay, I think we will leave it there for this episode. I've done the majority of what I wanted to do. In fact, a lot more. This is what I was wanting to accomplish, but we've got the wall around the outside, so I'm pretty happy with all of that. Next episode, we need to basically get more homes. That's the main priority. We need more people inside of this place. I may put them around here. I haven't yet decided. The problem with putting them here is they won't have access to either the library or the church, so it would be not good. It means they're closer to the work areas, but it also means they're very, very far away. Either way, we'll leave it there, and next episode we'll crack on and see how far we get. As always, hope you have enjoyed it. Hopefully it's been a relaxing one too, and we still have a lot of fire. Like, there's so much fire. If we had a main export, it would be flame. But anyway, there we are. As I said, hope you have enjoyed it. Thanks very much for watching. Take care, and generic partings.